Well, hello guys. We are at a consultation and I'm here by myself. So I'm so glad you guys are here with me. We're gonna do a walkthrough of this somewhat older home that has really amazing features that I really want to show you, and we're gonna go through the whole staging process. Already seeing a lot of features that are really standing out to me, and that's the moldings all around this room, this space. Look at these beautiful details and the high ceilings. Oh my God, this is gonna be an amazing one to stage because of these features itself. I mean, I'm loving it. And it looks like they went for a more modern look on the floor with the finish. And this is our living room. This is fantastic. Oh, I'm getting so excited. I can just imagine the photos we're gonna get out of this. Okay, so features that are really standing out to me are, first of all, this fireplace here. It looks like somewhat of a more traditional Victorian era style fireplace, and I want to keep this look. I feel like right now everyone is transitioning from this ultra modern look into bringing more warmth and life into their spaces. So keeping this would be an amazing feature. I don't want to touch that. High ceilings again, so something great and big on the wall. The only thing is, guys, I have to say, when you're dealing with older homes here in Toronto, in our downtown area especially, a lot of the walls are plaster. So we're probably gonna have to test try on one of the walls and see if it starts crumbling from behind, that means it's plaster. And that's even given that we can even get into the wall. So we don't wanna create a lot of damage. I'm gonna keep that in mind while I'm taking my photos. This is our living room. I mean, traditionally, I'd like to see a nice clean sofa here. So I'm feeling like there are traditional features, but we should keep our furniture light and airy and modern looking. So a sofa, a rug, coffee table, a couple accent chairs here, maybe a couple end tables, and then really just, you know, elevate the space with our mirror, some artwork, and accessories. Let's start taking some photos. Check out these double doors. Oh my God, this totally gives this space an old vibe. I love it. Nice photos taken on this angle. This is amazing. Okay, so this is the dining room. I see that we can fit 8 chairs here comfortably, and I'm thinking we should put it this way so that when people walk by from this hallway here, they get a view of what you have laid down. So just keep it more of a landscape view, and then do couple of bold pieces here, one on this side, one on this side. I feel like this room deserves some more furniture, so we can, even if we have in our inventory, do a console table here and another console table here because it's tucked in. This fireplace is everything. This is all natural stone. I love this, and it's done in like a honed finish, so it's matte. It doesn't have that shiny finish. Beautiful tiling, again, carrying through the black and white theme from the living room. This is gonna be fun. Okay, so this is one of those elements that give you the idea of going modern with your furniture. This light fixture is, I mean, perfect example. So this will set the mood for this room, and then we'll play around with our furniture, see what we can come up with.
What's the benefit of doing 8 chairs versus less?
So a house like this, where it's a large home, it's 3 floors, well, it's 2 floors plus the basement. I have to see if the basement is finished or not. But a house like this, given the size, you would think that it would be a family moving into here or a younger couple that likes to entertain, and they would use this space for entertaining. If you show 8, you're showing the maximum seating. If they would choose to do 6 because they don't need 8, then that's their choice. But you should always show more than less to really maximize the use of your space. So I'm really loving all of these finishes, all of these details. This is just simple paneling, but it gives you that old vibe, that old traditional feel. They've mixed it. They've done the black and white theme. They've gone with this raw tile kind of like a concrete finish looking, industrial looking, modern, mixed with the traditional features and the moldings and the double doors. It's just all there. I'm already excited for this project. Oh God, what's this? Do you guys want to explore a creepy basement? A lot of these homes in these areas are unfinished basements, and it's used for storage and that sort of thing, or maybe even ghosts, you never know. But a lot of them do finish their basements, and it's great because it creates more living space. So if you're looking to renovate your house, make use of the basement, because although I'll tell you this, I've seen homes like this, they're very narrow hallways going down. You can barely get furniture down here. So you probably have to get those like make it on the spot type of pieces or modular pieces. Love modular. But yeah, that's our creepy basement. I'm not going down there. I am not going down there. Okay, let's carry through with our walkthrough. Okay, so our kitchen slash not great room. We have a living room. This is our kitchen slash family room space. And I'm already a little bit concerned because one, we have a very narrow hallway here with a kitchen island that has an overhang here. That means we're supposed to put bar stools, and we should put bar stools, but we need to keep them under counter. So that's something I have to keep in mind. I'll definitely take photos of the space and this space right here. And then I'm thinking maybe a round table, 4 chairs, keeping the colors a little bit more modern, maybe even do black chairs, leather, industrial, carry the theme through the rest of the house. And this is our family room. So this was my concern as soon as I saw this. This wall here is long enough for a sofa, but we're using a portion of it here for our kitchen. So technically our sofa is going to start somewhere around here, which is aligned with our fireplace. So what's happened is you have this one wall here that's fully done up with the wall unit and the fireplace, but then you have half a wall here, and then you go into a bay window. So what are we going to do with this space? This is going to be a challenging area. We know that right now, with the space given, we can do 1 sofa, 2 accent chairs. How we position it, we will decide on the day of staging, because I mean, I can pretend that I know that this will fit and the chairs will fit and it will look fine, but I don't. Because then my other option will be to flip the sofa here, do my coffee table, and do 2 accent chairs in front of it. We're gonna have to see. We'll see how this room plays out. It's small, so my photos have to be very detailed. Let's take some photos. So I am noticing that we do need a cleaning here. Obviously, we don't need a move, and painting is fine too. The walls are white and they're in good condition for most of the areas. But we are on a time crunch. We do need a clean because this place was tenanted before, and we want to make sure that it is in perfect condition and just sparkling from cleanliness. So let's go upstairs and see what's going on. I know we have some bedrooms. Secondary bedroom. This is a great size, and I love the ceiling. It's kind of like a vaulted ceiling here. So this room already has some furniture, which we can use. It's all very neutral. And we have a single bed over here. I'm just gonna dress this room up, put some bedding, some accessories, and call it a day because I don't wanna take this out. And I know that our focus is on the main floor and the primary bedroom. So let's go see what the primary bedroom looks like. Okay. Oh, this light is interesting. It's pretty modern. Yeah, the light fixtures are pretty modern. This is cute too. So I'm going to take photos of this, another room that we can lightly stage. All right, here we are, the primary bedroom. Amazing, these are so cool. So we can definitely fit our king. We have enough room. King headboard, 2 smaller size nightstands because we don't have that much wall here to play around with, like a 30-inch. So we'll keep it somewhere around the 20-inch, and I wouldn't go more than that. Then we have a little bay window here, which we could potentially do a small little bench in the window just to give the idea of, you know, you can sit here, relax, read a book in front of your window. Yeah, I definitely know this is plaster. I can tell. It's gonna be fun putting up art. Maybe some stuff here. So we'll take photos of this, but then I was told that the room next to it, we're gonna turn into an office. And I can see why. However, so if you're ever faced with a room this size I always like to show a bed to show an extra bedroom. This room does not have a closet. It does have a window, which is good, but there's no closet in here. So can it be a bedroom? Technically, bedrooms need closets in it. That's how they kind of differentiate them. But I have done rooms like this where I use a single bed and then I do a nightstand. But we don't want to do that here because we already have 2 bedrooms and the primary, so 3 bedrooms. So we're going to show this as a small office space. I don't like to do nursery so much because if I can turn it into an office, it can definitely be a nursery. So let's take some photos and then go send the proposal to our client. And we're aiming to stage this in about a week to week and a half. So we do have enough time for cleaners to come in. Let's send it all off and hope everything goes well. Good morning, everyone. It's staging day, and I'm so glad that you're here because we have a lot to do. We have all of this stuff ready to get packed up for our staging. We were here yesterday pretty late, organizing, just picking all of the pieces for the project, and now it's the day to execute. So you all know that this house already has a little bit of that Parisian vibe going with tall ceilings and a lot of white walls. My fellow designer and I decided that yes, we are gonna go for a modern contemporary look, but we are gonna bring in some traditional elements into the house to really spice it up and differentiate it from the other homes around it. And that is a very key point in staging because you want to stand out from the crowd. This is why people are spending the money, putting in the effort in hopes that you as the stager, as the designer, are gonna bring about this warm and welcoming home that the new buyers will make their own. We came up with 10 different ways to bring out some of the traditional features of this property. First, since the living room is in front of the house, and that's the first area that gives you this vibe that you're setting for the rest of the house, we decided to do this vintage mirror over the fireplace. The reason that we decided to do this mirror over the fireplace and not a modern mirror is because the fireplace has some black features and all of the moldings around the house give it a traditional look. And this mirror really complements that fireplace because it's really tall, so we do have the allowance to do something tall like this. And the shape is really interesting with the curvature. And I felt that given everything was just squared off pointy edges, this will really make the space more interesting. 2, the accessories are definitely a big feature in the house. So if you want to play with your different designs, try using different accessories. We decided to use these urns in the dining room. It was a fantastic idea by my designer, and I really liked it because 1, it adds a pop of color against all of the white walls, and 2, the design of it has more of that signature traditional look. So I felt like this would be a great piece for the dining room. And number 3, adding floral to your space. Considering this was more of a contemporary modern setting with the furniture that we picked, we didn't choose a lot of floral throughout the house like we would in some of our other properties. But I did want to add a little bit of floral in some of the spaces just because it does create more of that feminine vibe, a little bit more traditional, softens up the space. If you didn't have any flowers in there, it would kind of feel a little bit cooler. So we decided to do some florals, and you don't have to go and overdo it. You can just have a few stems in a larger vase because you want it to be substantial. You don't want it to be too small. So your base should be a little bit larger, and then just stick in a few pieces so it is still kind of airy looking, but at the same time really sets the mood for that traditional and warm setting. And number 4, accessorizing and warming up your space with brass accents in your accessories and in your furniture goes a long way. Fully modern properties have a cold vibe. When you add brass into the equation, it warms it up and kind of steers it more towards the traditional setting. So when you want to do a little bit of an eclectic look of mixing up different designs, consider mixing your metals with, in this case, brass. And number 5, try playing with your artwork. Although our artwork is a little bit more modern on the inside with the canvas and the abstract, you can try choosing pieces where the frame has a little bit more of a traditional look. So for example, if it has some gold leafing, in this case, mixed in with some wood, and obviously the shape of the frame. Artwork and your frames are a really fun way to bring in a different tone, a different setting. So if you're doing a modern and you want to warm it up with traditional, you can use pieces like this. If you're dealing with a traditional house and you want to make it a little bit more contemporary, a little bit more modern, you go with more straight edges like this. In black frame, in silver or gold will do the job. It's nice to mix it up. And number 6, you can play around with your design with obviously your furniture. So with this coffee table, the idea behind using this was that all of our furniture was very neutral, contemporary looking, but this baby right here just kind of spices up this room because 1, it has brass legs and brass details along the bottom, and 2, it has a marble top with the Calcutta. And although it is faux marble, it still gives the look and it adds a lot of luxury to your space. I know this marble can be used in modern settings for modern pieces, but because it has the brass legs and the way that it's all situated, it's definitely a traditional table. And for this space, it totally warms it up and kind of steers it towards the more traditional setting, and I feel like it's the perfect piece for this room. I can't wait to see it all done up. And I took it to the next level by adding the matching end table. And the reason I wanted to do this was because we have 2 end tables, didn't want to play that matchy-matchy game of having my end tables match. So I decided to do one of them perfect match of our coffee table, and the other one will be on its own standalone piece. So that also makes your space a lot more interesting. Number 7, there's always table lamps to make any space a little bit more traditional, and you don't really have to go with a crystal-y version or something too elaborate. Just by adding table lamps in any space, you are automatically making it a little bit more formal. So we decided to use this one in our living room on the console table, and it's not so traditional, but there are features. You have the marble base, you have a lot of brass details going throughout, and some glass. Use table lamps if you want to warm up your space or if you want to make it a little bit more welcoming. Your table lamps can be used on an end table. They can be used, like our case, on a console table. In this case, it's actually going behind the window, which will definitely add a lot of ambiance to the space. And alternatively, you can consider doing a floor lamp in the room if you don't have any end tables to set your table lamp on. Either way, it totally warms up the space and it really makes your room more welcoming and adds a lot of light. Pillows, pillows, and more pillows. Number 8 on my list of adding traditional setting into your modern space is by adding and layering your space. You can easily do that with your pillows on your sofa, on your accent chairs. If you're doing a bedroom, just keep layering it because modern is meant to be cold and sterile, whereas traditional is more layers and information and a lot of luxury. A simple way of adding more traditional setting into your space without even having to do really traditional fabric, because as you see, these are very contemporary looking and very cool looking, but by us adding these into the room, we are adding warmth and luxury. Consider it on your next project. And number 9 on my list is a warm, luxury, cozy throw. Guys, these throws go a long way when you're looking to layer a space. And as I said previously, layering your space in more traditional settings is very normal. So if you have a lot of modern pieces laid out in your room, consider putting a couple throws, maybe one on a chair, maybe one on a sofa, or even on a bed. I love layering beds. You can easily achieve that look by grabbing a nice luxury throw that obviously you're going to be very considerate of the color and the textures you're using. Our color in this case, we do have black accents. This throw was just the perfect match to bring out that luxury in the living room. And finally, number 10, guys, adding tufting to your space. Now, it could just be in one piece or a couple pieces. I mean, try to keep it a little bit more minimal. I would say if you're going to be doing it, maybe just choose one piece of tufting on your furniture and use it in your space. Mix it with modern, it's perfectly fine. If you don't have anything with tufting, consider doing something with some nail heads. These also are a traditional design in furniture. In our case, we decided to do a tufted piece in our primary bedroom on our king headboard with the actual nail heads as well. So this is a great way of adding a little bit of traditional design in your modern home, but don't overdo it. We have our list. We're checking it twice, making sure everything is on the truck. The guys are almost done. Keeping the aisles nice and clear, guys. You know that's so important. We are in the middle of so many different projects and pickups. And I just want to remind you, safety always comes first when you're in your space, because your employees need to be safe in their environment and your furniture needs to be safe from getting damaged. So keep your aisles clear, keep organized as much as possible. We're gonna have a very successful project today. So let's get going. The chair in the foyer is gray, which suits this. When you stand here, you see the color, but I would have liked if it was the black and white with the black and white fireplace and all of the fun stuff you picked. Yeah, we have a few of the gray and like 2 or 3 of the black and white. Let's set it up, and then once it's done, if we feel that, yes, it's missing that black and white stripe on the floor, we'll switch it. We're just discussing, we're at staging day, and we're discussing Rada and I had a lot of fun the other day. We were packing for this job, and again, going through the pictures and seeing all these beautiful features, we were so inspired that we decided to go out of our comfort zone. And yes, it's such a good thing to go out of your comfort zone sometimes, because you're pushing your limits. You're doing something that you haven't done before. And honestly, I can tell you right now, this house is not done yet and it's gonna look so good. So what we were discussing is maybe switching out this rug to a black and white one that we have. We brought the gray one. While we were packing, it was gray theme, and then we ended up changing a little bit here and there. But I still do like this, because if you see here, remember at the consult I was showing you the floor here, it's like a cement gray finish, which continues in your rug and your bench. We picked this gray bench for here. I think it's gonna look good, but we'll see. We'll decide at the end. Changing a rug is not a big deal. We can do it. We want the project to be perfect. This is fun. So we have this fireplace here, this wall unit. I mean, there's so much of it going on this wall here and the other wall. We were thinking of how to neutralize it a bit. Given that this area is a little bit more crammed and a little bit more narrow, we thought to go a little bit lighter, which I love this. We have these wooden sticks that sometimes we would put in like a vase with some sand. This is a candle holder, so I'm just trying to show you visually. Put a few in a vase with some sand in it, kind of give it that beach vibe, that like organic look. And this time we decided to use them individually in these very narrow shelves, because something like this, you don't have the depth to put a big accessory. So we did neutral, and then Rada came up with this fantastic idea of putting these colorful vases, which is great because it goes with our artwork that's coming up. So pushing, you know, playing a little bit more, being a little bit playful with this project. It's gonna be good.
I like it.
It does look good, right?
It looks really good.
I like it
that.
too. I think it's fun.
Yeah.
I know a lot of you see me using a lot of neutrals, but that's been the trend until now. That's what people wanted to see. Today in 2023, people are looking for color, people are looking for warmth. So one of the things you gotta do is always stay on trend. Look to see what people are doing, and also follow your own vibe for the house and see what fits best. When you want to declutter your space a little bit, your countertop area, just like, for example, I'm gonna put all of the accessories that go upstairs in a bin, send it up to Yvette, and then she can start dispersing. We can get rid of some of the stuff that's out here a little bit. Just going around collecting items, because the girls have unpacked, and now is a good time for the extra person to start removing some items. So office, primary bedroom are all upstairs. I'm gonna put all of those pieces in the bin, send it up for Yvette to start dispersing. We're getting rid of stuff here and we're moving the project along. So we don't want people standing around. We want movement and organizing because guys are coming through here. You want to keep everything safe. I'm already loving this coffee table in this room, especially the fact that the brass legs really make this space look so much more luxurious. I mean, we could have done black finish or another wood finish, but this is just an extra touch of luxury to the room.
So typically you start with the carpets in every room?
Most homes we do carpets in the dining room, and we love layering. So where you can layer, and your layering begins with your rug on the floor. You just want to make sure that if you're doing an 8-seater table on top of your rug is between minimum 8 by 10, 9 by 12 and up, depending on the size of your room. This one is an 8 by 10. And we decided to keep it neutral. And then we're gonna bring in our darker furniture on top with the accessories. So you're layering on top of each other to create warmth and to create dimension, starting with your area rug.
I notice you have some traditional patterns in the rug.
We do. So again, going with the Parisian theme, we want to mix it up between the traditional and the modern. So you will see once the furniture comes in here that we did a mix of both worlds, bringing it all together into this one fantastic dining room. It's all about organizing and getting rid of stuff. So I'm grabbing pieces that are for upstairs and removing it from the main floor because too much clutter with furniture coming in, it just gets all messy and dangerous. So we're gonna grab our table lamp shades plus the pillows for our primary bedroom. I'm gonna put everything here beside the stairs so that the crew from upstairs, when they come down, they see the pieces and they take it up with them. So one of your jobs on staging day, when you are at staging day and you're not somewhere, doing some other thing with your projects, is to keep the flow of the project going and to keep movement and to keep the areas clear so you can be the person designating work to everybody else by creating spaces like this so people working upstairs, they know to grab it. Or if you have pieces sitting on the floor somewhere in a room, bring it out of the kitchen, put it in its designated room, designated space, and that just keeps the flow moving and your project will finish so much quicker, I guarantee you. So the other day when we were packing for our project today, we were going through our inventory and realized that we don't have a lot of greenery with stems that we can use in arrangements. And I mean, everything is about the nature right now and organics and raw materials. These are not real. However, they look very real. I'm very sensitive with the plastic arrangements that we use. I don't like to use the really fake looking ones. So it's really just to give the vibe, warm up your space, and just bring in some color because color is so important for your real estate agent in their photos. And as well for people walking in, it just kind of makes you happy, right? So when you're around organic stuff, natural stuff, these are not natural, they look natural though. We decided to use some arrangements with these. I picked up a few different kinds, so I'm excited to use them in my different projects. We brought this arrangement here today. It's not finished yet. We're gonna finish it off with some maybe rocks or sand at the bottom, put in a little bit more of these. Rada picked this one to put in between and just kind of break up all the green with a little bit of color and bring in a little bit of dimension to the arrangement. That's one thing I want to show you guys. So we're gonna go check upstairs right now. Main floor is looking good. Lots of movement. Things are going in place. Place is starting to take shape. I love this phase. Your creation starts to come to life. Rada, where are you? Oh, this looks good. I like it. Yes, it is too much. So we were thinking since our desk was a little bit bigger to put a table lamp on it. But I mean, also because of the position. Maybe if it was this against the wall here, you could have a lamp and it's to the corner. But because it's in the middle of the room, the lamp with a big shade doesn't make sense unless you do something small and very airy. I love this. This is really cute. The two-piece.
Yeah,
Two pieces you brought?
Yeah.
You want to do both on one side to fill up the wall. You have a plant. That really added color. You know what else we have? You know the artwork that is green at the warehouse? It's the two leaves. Do you want that one with the light frame? They're a little bit smaller though. They'd be like this. To be honest with you, I don't even know if we can put all of these up. You know why? The walls, I think, are plaster. We're gonna try one area, maybe somewhere hidden, and then see how the rest goes. But this looks good, and I like the rug too. Punch of color in this room. Needs it, everything is white. Okay, and our primary is not yet ready, but we gotta have our rug down. That's your first step. You put your rug down, and then the furniture comes on top. So that's something your movers should be aware of when they're packing a project for you, because it needs to be accessible. When things come in, they get set into place. So rug comes in, boom, it goes on the floor. Next step, headboard, and then mattresses, and then nightstands. So you layer the room as it comes into the room. All of the accessories are in here. One of the things I want to point out is when you see something like this, so when you get to a house, don't look at it as what is, and I only worry about my own stuff. No, you worry about the house top to bottom. So if things are out of place, it's your responsibility to fix it. So if I see a window, the blinds like this, I'm gonna come here, and if I can, and sometimes these are very tricky, but I'm gonna try to get this guy up, and I can't. I mean, it's an old house, so maybe what I'll do is I will bring all of them down to this level so we don't have this up and down elevated lopsided look. If I can't move this up, improvise. Make it look good, however way you can. Be creative. Okay guys, so we're gonna get staging and moving along with this project. It's already about 1:30. My team is on great timing. They're doing fantastic, moving things along. We're gonna finish up here, and then we're gonna get to do the full reveal with you soon.